Previously on Squad Sprint.
After his win stateside, Formula Danny has tightened his grip on the championship lead. But in Belgium, the barriers can bite. Going through Eau Rouge they go. Look how close they are. They're banging wheels. And there's a crash. But he's got a fantastic run. He's going round the outside as the Hungarian. And he breezes past Arava. Formula Danny has got the champagne on ice. He's on the brink of the title now, surely. He wins here in Belgium. Photon in second.
Hello and welcome back to Veloce Esports Squad Sprint. My name is Justin Sutton, aka the American guy from Arab's My Driver series on YouTube, and I'll be filling in once again for Andy. Today we're at Interlagos for the 19th round of the season and really getting close to the end now, so I imagine the caliber of overtakes we'll be seeing today will range from aggressive to borderline homicidal. The circuit has 15 corners for the drivers to crash their way through and 2 DRS zones. Let's check out the grid. Welcome to Brazil, and in all seriousness, one of my absolute favorite racing circuits on the planet. Interlagos is a gorgeous track with elevation changes and a flowing style, but let's look at that grid now. Bring it up! On pole position, once again, it's Niren, but this time he's joined by the returning Brembo on the front row. Row 2 has Isa in third, alongside the hardest-working F1 YouTuber on the planet. Arav starts in P4. Eterno looks like that meme with the guy who doesn't know the difference between a pigeon and a butterfly, and Dorniaden is in 6th. Storm starts in 7th position on row 4, and alongside the man on the move in the championship, it's Surprise in 8th. Row 5 is Photon alongside the man who wants to poke your eye out. Sonic rounds out the top 10. Bahrain winner James also wants to poke your eye out. He's alongside Sally, who is saying pew pew in my mind. And bringing up the rear, some say he's 8 feet tall and drinks petrol. It's our championship leader, Formula Danny. And down to the grid we go as we prepare for one of the shortest races in this series. Very quick lap times, of course, around this Brazilian circuit, and it's looking like dry conditions for today's race as we've got 5 lights, Niren on pole position, the Toro Rosso of Brembo alongside him, and it looks like Brembo getting a great start, actually, and he'll have the inside line into turn 1, into the Senna S. Will he be able to overtake Niren? It looks like the Force India is going to run a little bit wide through there. They're making lots of contact. Arav and Isa as well making contact through Curva del Sol now, and it looks like Arav is going to stay ahead for the meantime, but you can see all those proximity arrows with all of the drivers jostling for position, but Niren and Brembo side by side, inside line for Brembo, and oh my goodness, that was the Williams of Surprise going off the track, going well off the circuit, but here comes Formula Danny making up positions already into 8th position, following his rival in the championship, of course, the Alfa Romeo of Sally Saltunk, who is currently battling the other Mercedes of Photon, actually. He does manage to get by as they're firmly into Sector 2 now. Danny's trying to do it around the outside through that very long left hand. Oh, and there's a Toro Rosso spinning off into the grass there. I believe that's Eterno going for a bit of a spin. Oh, and some contact there between Veloce, James, and Arav. And it looks like James would just, oh my god, he's making Arav look ridiculous. He's just got so much more extra speed. Coming out of that corner, he's just going to breeze right on by as we come to the end of the first lap now and go on board with Dorniaden. And he's picking up that slipstream, of course. Arav looking to make his way past the Haas of James, trying to fight it, but Dorniaden's actually going to follow James's line and just overtake Arav. He's way off. Oh my gosh, so is Sally. He's way off. He's going to lose that position to both Mercedes cars. Photon's going to get by. He's going to get past Arav as well, too. Danny's trying to make his way through. He'll have the inside line for turn 4, and this is a perfect scenario for Formula Danny. Oh, not perfect at all. Not ideal once again for Arav. Oh, good, and he gets stuck on the barrier just to make things seem that much worse. Let's take a look at the replay going on board with James, who started from 10th position, and you can see he's hugging that inside line. They're 3 wide. Isa, Arav, and Dorniaden 3 wide through the Senna S. Dorniaden rejoining the circuit. Isa doing his best to stay on the circuit. James going for a gap that never existed, if we're totally honest, and Dorniaden closes that door pretty firmly. And he's going to take, once again, a much tighter line. Yeah, and that's going to work out fantastically for the Bahrain race winner as he gains a number of positions there. That was an incredible amount of positions he gained there as we go on board with Sally Saltunk, who, again, was overtaken by Formula Danny. Switching over to Dorniaden, and he's currently sitting in 4th position. Niren somehow still holding on to a podium position. I don't think that's going to last for very long, if we're being honest with ourselves. Though rejoining James, who is all the way up into 2nd position after just 2 laps. gaining 9 positions in this race. He does now find himself in second. He's picking up the slipstream on Brembo here. Is Brembo going to defend the inside line? He doesn't, actually. He's going to defend the outside. That gives James the inside line, but actually Brembo carries that little bit more apex speed. But James tries to switch back, a bit of contact, front wing to rear wheel there, but everybody faces the right direction. They have a nice gap behind as well. DRS now for James as Brembo defends that inside line. Oh, and there's a car ahead, actually. I think that's Joe, unfortunately, who might become the first person ever lapped in the squad sprint series. I'm not so sure about that, but side by side through Ferradura, inside line for, oh, Joe, my God, I think that was an AI that had taken over for Joe on that one, but that scared the crap out of me. James, though, is going to take that position with that side-by-side moment through Ferradura. That's the kind of racing we like to see. It's not always argy-bargy here in Veloce Squad Sprint, and if that was enough, if that overtake was enough to make him your driver of the day, do let us know. We're on board with Sally once again, who is running right behind Danny. He's doing a great job, of course, keeping up to the back of his nearest championship rival, the man that's currently leading this championship. We're into round 19, and really not many races still to go. On board with Dorniad, and it looks like he's got Photon for company just behind as they get into the braking zone for turn 1 here on the penultimate lap in Brazil. He's gone a little bit wide through turn 1. That's not going to be the best line through turn 2, which I think it means that Photon's going to be right on him. Yeah, that proximity arrow is getting more and more serious. On the run down towards turn 1, though, he is not able to pull alongside. Dorniadin hangs on. In fact, gets very close to the back of Brembo. He has to get onto the brakes there. That's going to allow Photon to go around the outside at turn 5. Not something you see very often. Another side-by-side moment into Ferradura. Inside line, though, for the Mercedes. Can his teammate follow through? Oh, contact, though, between Dorniadin and Photon. That's going to send Photon off into a spin. He's going to lose tons of positions, hand over fist. And now Danny finds himself as the one behind Dorniadin. Oh, my goodness. Sends one up the inside into turn 10. It's not quite paid off for him. Dorniadin's going to hold on to that position, hold on to that podium as it stands right now as we're coming to the end of this race, though. White flag this time by, of course, and final lap after this one. And you can see just the extra speed that Danny is carrying. He's going to be halfway past before they even get to the DRS activation, and there he goes. He's going to have the inside line as well, too. He's getting rather close to Brembo even, and here comes Sally up the inside! Sally up the inside at turn 1, takes the position, can't quite make it past Dorniadin, though. Dorniadin is still staying ahead, but there we go. Inside line for Sally through the Curva del Sol, but no, here comes Danny. He wants to make it side by side. He closes that door firmly. Contact between the two rivals is going to send Danny off into Dorniadin. Oh, a bit of oversteer as well there, too, through turn 4, but he does hold on to it, but he's got that big gap to Sally up ahead. So as it stands right now, Sally is going to close the gap between himself and Danny by 3 points, by picking up 15 points to Danny's 12 if it were to finish this way. And honestly, there's not really any overtaking locations remaining in this race, so I don't think that is going to happen. So it looks like Sally is going to claim that final podium position. Not the cleanest of overtakes or racing, but, you know, that's not what this series was ever about, let's be honest. But it is going to be James that claims another victory. The last time he won was in Bahrain, which was when I was doing the commentary. So you're welcome, James, because clearly I'm your good luck charm or something like that. It is going to be Arab that claims the final point ahead of Nir, and 1 championship point to Arab's tally for today. Let's take a look at the final results after that intense race. As I mentioned before, James wins again. Last time was in Bahrain when I did commentary. He's doing I did the commentary in this one. He wins in this one. It's not a coincidence. That's all I'm saying. Brembo makes his return to the series with a return to the podium, picking up 18 championship points with the Flying Finn right behind him. Sally Saltunk in 3rd position, finishing crucially ahead of Formula Danny to try and keep this championship alive. Gains 3 points in that battle between himself and Danny. Dorniadin in the end finishing in the top 5, and double-digit points result for him. Photon in 6th, Storm in 7th, Veloce Alonso down in 8th position, and then Isa grabbing a couple of championship points, as well as Arav picking up the final championship point as well. And here are the standings after today's race. Don't forget to vote in the comments below for what track you want to see in the season finale, and also who your driver of the day was. And it is Formula Danny that currently leads the way, of course, 286 points to Flying Finn's 249, but Veloce James, after that win, currently sitting on 227 points now, 59 points behind Danny, and only 22 points behind Sally, which is very interesting. Alonso in 4th position with 186 points. He's he's a ways back now. Photon very close, though, just 1 point behind. Veloce Surprise now sitting on 135 points after a difficult race today. Tom97 in 7th with 122 points. Team at Marduk, who wasn't here once again. Every time I do commentary, Ben's not here. What does that say? Do you hate me, Ben? What's going on? Storm in 9th position on 108 points. Primero in 10th position. Dorniaden in 11th. Brembo moves up to 12th position after picking up that nice points haul today. He moves ahead of Joe in the championship, and Isa moving closer to Erev. They're now separated by just 2 points. And here's a fun fact for you now. After round 19, Niran only has 19 points, which means he's averaging exactly 1 point per race. That's going to do it for today's Squad Sprint. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next time.
Next time, round 20, Japan.